It's almost Chinese New Year and it's the year of the tiger this year, so I thought it'd be nice to make a little tiger themed decoration, or you could make it into a pin badge if you prefer, so let's go get started. So I've got some really lovely glittery clay here in festive red and gold, and I've also got some cookie cutter cutout tools here, so I'm going to be using the flowery shape of these. So I'm going to start with the large and just cut that out, and to make things a little neater I'm just going to go around the edges with my small size ball tool here, and with a size smaller cookie cutter I'm just going to cut out the centre like so, nice and carefully. Just pull that away. And I'm going to fill that with the bright red colour that I've got here, which is really synonymous with Chinese New Year celebrations. And with my acrylic roller here, I'm just going to really try and coax that clay together, really until the edges start sort of bleeding in together really. And you can either leave your backing like this, or if you prefer you can add in some black polymer clay as well. So I've just gone a size smaller again, and I'll go over again with my acrylic roller. So now the back's done, I'm going to move on to my little tiger. So I've got some orange clay here with some cream, and I want to create a colour graduation for my tiger, so just going to place one on top of the other, and basically just cuts into a rectangle shape really. And incidentally, I do have a list of the tools that I use pretty frequently down below in description. So I'm just going to cut at an angle here, and once that's done you just need to separate the colours out like so, and just keep the orange with the orange and the cream with the cream. And then it's a case of popping it through the pasta roller, and then it's just a case really of repeating the same action over and over. And I'll just speed this process up. And there we go, I'm pretty happy with my colour graduation here. So I'm just going to take a piece off the end here, as I need that to build on the tiger's face. But in the meantime I'm just going to roll the remaining piece as tightly as I can to avoid any air bubbles. And then it's a case of really trying to squish that piece down into, well, basically a tiger face shape. And if your piece is a little bit too thick, like mine is here, I'm just going to use my blade cutting tool and cut right down the centre, so it makes it a little flatter really. So with the piece that I cut out, I'm just going to make that into a shape like so, almost triangular, and just try and line up the colour graduation so that it's in a similar place basically. And it doesn't matter too much if it turns out a little scruffy, it all adds to the character I think. And now I'm going to work on the tiger's muzzle area. So I've got my teardrop shaped tool here, and I need 3 of those, and the first will just fit onto the mouth area like so, and I'll just nick the ends off here with my scalpel and pop those together, and then they basically rest on top of the mouth area like so. And a little pink nose, and with my medium sized ball tool here just need to make a couple of eye sockets to pop in some black polymer clay, and I'll just press down again with my ball tool and add in some white eyeballs. You can choose whatever colour you fancy really. I've just gone for whites, and some tiny little pupils, and I'm moving on to the tiger's ears now. So just gonna create a little indentation like so, and then pop in some cream clay again. And I'm just going to cut basically right down the centre and then curve that over ever so slightly. But I'll take those off just for now while I work on my tiger's stripes. And basically the key here is to try and make them as symmetrical as you can really. Doesn't matter too much how many stripes you have, it's just a case of really trying to make them even on both sides really. And there we go, that's the last stripe now. And I'll pop that onto the backing like so. I'm making mine into a pin badge today, but if you wanted to make it into a hanging ornament, you just need to remember to pop some holes into the backing really. And if you wanted to, you could add some little eyebrows to give your tiger a little more character, but I decided against it in the end. I didn't think mine needed it really. And here I'm just popping on some teeny tiny pieces of black polymer clay. And basically you needn't stop there. If you wanted to add extra elements to your piece, such as some little stars, etc., you can always do that. But I'm going to keep mine pretty basic today. So now my tiger is all ready to bake. And at this point you'll need to refer to your own brand of polymer clay's baking instructions. So my tiger is all baked and cooled, so I'm just going to pop on a badge attachments just with some epoxy glue, and this will need around 24 hours to dry, so I'll just pop him onto an old wet wipe. And here he is, all done, and I'm really happy with this piece. And if you're celebrating Chinese New Year, I hope it's a really happy and prosperous and healthy new year for you. Give it a like if you got this far, and I'll see you again soon.